Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome in to another great episode of the BeBall Jones podcast featuring the Peach Belt Conference Defensive Player of the Year. Nelson Haskins, what's up, man?
What's going on, brother? How you been?
I'm great, man. I'm excited, man, because this is going to be a beautiful episode today, man.
Man,
we have one of Alabama, matter of fact, just Birmingham, Alabama's finest, man, coming on. This is a guy that I've known for a few years now. I'm gonna say this about him because he unaccepted, man. Because this is one of the few people I can confidently say this about, man. Hands down, one of the most hardest working people, but right there with his work ethic is matched by his humility and like how much he just like doesn't take any of the praise, bro. Like this hands down like top and top of each one, man. So I am very happy and excited to get on this podcast, none other than Birmingham's finest, Justin Coleman.
What's going on, fellas, man? I definitely appreciate the introduction. I appreciate you hyping me up a little bit more than what I was. And, we're going to roll with it, brother. So I appreciate it, man.
the pleasure all ours, man. Glad to have you on here.
Mm-hmm.
So, Coach Justin Coleman, man, tell us about, this beautiful background that you have for us, man. Tell us what you got going on right now.
Kind of assistant player development here at the University of Tennessee. I've been very fortunate and grateful to have this opportunity to kind of work with some really good athletes, even better coaching staff. One of the best who's going to go down as one of the best coaches to coach the game of basketball. It's been such a blessing. It's been a whirlwind, man. I'm trying to land on my feet. I don't think I ever will. But I'm grateful. The good Lord has been good to me, man. So.
Yeah, that's good, man. So tell us about young Justin Coleman, like how you came up and your intro into the game of basketball and all that good stuff.
As a kid, man, I always played, man, just for an escape. We played to have fun when we was really young. The older we got, the more serious we started taking. And I just remember vividly, man, and I think my grandparents to this day, I always say, hey, man, like, I want to be a really good basketball player. He was like, well, I'm not going to give you anything. You're going to have to work. You're going to have to earn everything you got. So my granddad introduced me to a jump rope. I did a jump rope. I did 1,000 jump rope every day for 5 straight years. My granddad took me to the rec center. He said, well, I don't know any drills, but the best way to learn basketball is to play basketball. Let the game teach the game. So I would go there every single day and get embarrassed every day until one day I said, man.
Oh.
One day, so I said can you hear me?
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, I was basically saying I didn't want to be embarrassed again, man. So I got better every day. I took the challenges, I took the hard days, I stayed with the process, and basketball took me on this journey, man. So that's kind of how it happened for me, and I stuck with it. So,
man, so is that where the work ethic came in?
Say it again.
Is that where the work ethic came from, like your grandparents?
I would say so. Yeah, just see my grandmother, man, work multiple jobs, just make sure my sister and I had things we needed for school, and my granddad was a construction kind of guy, so just seeing the kind of hunger they had and the ends and things they went to make it happen for me, man, I'm just very grateful for. And I was hungry, man. That's one thing I can say, man. Like, I was hungry, I was determined, I was small, I had to have some kind of tenacity. And, growing up in the hood and playing these guys in the rec all day, man, you kind of build that tough skin, You kind of, that tough environment kind of creates you to be who you need to be. So I'm grateful for that experience, man. I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world.
Man, that's great because it's like I have like a similar thing, like going to I don't know if you know who Theo Ratliff is. You might know because you're a little older. Yeah, Theo Ratliff is from my hometown, Demopolis. And so he has the Theo Ratliff Activity Center, which is like the only indoor basketball court open to the public in the whole city. It's a small town. So, like, that's where I got my little start to basketball. And so, like, I remember being tall and skinny and, like, people just, like, man, can't dribble, can't shoot, can't walk and chew gum at the same time. And, like, it's funny because I tell people kind of the same thing. Like, one day you get sick of being, like, embarrassed. Like, you got to either you gonna stop coming or you gonna pick it up and decide like, no, I'm not gonna get embarrassed no more. So it's cool to see how we had it. You know, that's a similar thing we both came to. I see.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. And the fact that you stick with it, man, it kind of builds that mental fortitude for you in life
Definitely.
outside of basketball, man. So that's good. That's good stuff.
All right, so let's get into a little bit older you. Let's get into your high school days, and I heard a lot about you about high school Justin Coleman. So I'm ready to hear this part of it. But like, just tell us a little bit more about like where you got into high school basketball and all of that good stuff.
I kind of started off at John Carroll my freshman year, transferred to Winona. Just wanted a different scenery, different change. And I kind of go back to myself, and people always say, "Man, why you change your game? What's so different?" The high school Justin Coleman was unhealthy. Mentally, I was unhealthy. I was at a point in my life where I wanted to dominate everything. You know, I was hungry. I was passionate. I was working out 3 times a day. I wanted to be better than the next guy. But I realized that the sacrifice I made to be the better Justin Coleman, I missed out on so much of life, or life brings. So that's what I teach my guys. It's okay to put the time in, but you also have to have a life outside of basketball. I didn't have a life outside of basketball. Not saying I regret it because it got me to where I'm at today, but it's unhealthy. You know, you can put your time in, but you still got to be able to enjoy life and what life brings. And sometimes you got to smell the roses, man. Sometimes you have to look at your achievements. I didn't stop to smell the roses. I scored 50. I was trying to get 60 the next day. I scored 50. I was sitting in the gym at 5 a.m. in the morning. I scored 50. I was still trying to smash my teammates in practice when we played one-on-one. The guy that's guarding me in front of me. I still had that chip on my shoulder in an unhealthy way. So that's kind of the high school me, and wish it could have been a little bit better mentally, but I'm there now, and I'm working on it. So that's kind of how it was, you know?
Man, that's crazy. Like I tell young guys around here, like find you something to do outside of basketball. Like, and it took me to like now to figure that out. I'm a senior in college now, so like I tell them like, hey man, you get burnt out. You keep this all you do, and we the only people you hang around. I tell them like, man, get you some friends outside of here, get you a hobby or whatever, something you would like to do. This what we doing now is what I do outside of basketball. Even though we talking basketball and things of that nature, but like find you something outside of here because you'll lose your mind. This all you do every day, all day, and you don't take a break from it or anything like that. You'll lose your mind. So
no, that's true, man. You fast in a heartbeat.
But so a question I have for you for your high school days. I actually played under Coach Lane, who was your coach at Winona, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Coach Lane was at my JUCO at Bevel State when I was there.
Mm-hmm.
My freshman and sophomore year of college. And I remember asking him about you and things like that, like how he got you to come to Winona, or like what was it like coaching such a great player that he became and all that. And so Coach Lane was very tough on me, and he was our assistant because I feel like, he probably knew I had something, I knew I could be special. So he was tougher on me than some of the other guys. And I appreciated him for that. So I wanted to ask you what it was like to play for him and your experience with him being your head coach.
He was good, man. He was a vital part to my growth. He never let anybody cut the corners, man. That was winning games. That's been a better person. He would always teach life lessons. He never forced anything upon you. He was a very vital and key component to my growth in basketball. And I'm in debt forever to him for that, and he cared for us as people. And I think that's the most important thing because us coaches sometimes we get so caught up on wins and losses, right? We forget to care for these players as humans. They're humans. We're going to make mistakes. As coaches, we make mistakes. So we have to continue to love these guys, man. Can't forget they're human. They're going to miss a layup. They're going to miss a free throw. It's understandable, but we got to continue to love these guys as human beings, So that's kind of the part I have for that.
That's cool, man. I love Coach Lane. I actually need to hit him up. Like, I ain't talked to him in a long time, but that was my guy for the 2 years I was with him.
Mm-hmm.
And just, his belief in me. I always appreciated him for that. So I just wanted to see what's your experience. Because he used to tell us how, like, some of the stuff he used to do to y'all as his players. I was like, maybe I couldn't have played for y'all. But, like, Yeah, he was tough. So I can only imagine what it was like for you really being his player and especially his guy, like his number one guy. So, oof, I just had to see.
Nah, it's definitely tough playing for him, man. But you gotta have some tough skin. That's one thing I can say.
True. But B, you got the next one.
So tell me about that recruiting process. So like after senior, junior, senior year, like you got to the point where ultimately you went to Bama. So like, what other schools were on the table, and what was that whole process of like of deciding what school to go to?
I had a bunch of other schools, Florida, Mississippi State, Auburn, Alabama. Obviously, like I had a bunch of schools. The recruiting process was fun. You kind of get to sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor a little bit. You get to fly to other countries, you get to fly to the states, fly to other, different cities, different parts of the world, different universities. These people kind of, roll out the red carpet for you. So it's kind of a way to kind of smell the roses a little bit.
Hmm.
It can be tedious at some point. Coaches calling you every day. But
Mm-hmm.
just my road to going to Tuscaloosa, man, was Coach Petway was really good. I believed in Coach Anthony Grant. 45 minutes from home, but also I'm a little bit away from home. I had family in Tuscaloosa as well. And so it was a great experience, man. And my best friend and I, we went there together, made a decision together. Devin Mitchell, we played AAU together with Georgia Stars. So it was good, man. I enjoyed my 2 years there, man. I really did. I really did. I really did.
Yeah. You had you were there with Avery Johnson too, right?
Yep, my second year was Avery Johnson's first year. Yep.
How's that,
Okay.
man? Because you had a former NBA player. What was that like?
It was good, man. He shared a lot of knowledge with me I take to this day. He's a player's coach. I guarantee he's a player's coach, and he was good. The year I was there, he was good. We beat 4 top 25 teams, so he was rolling that year, man. And obviously, he coached a couple NBA guys himself while he was there, so he was good. It was good.
Cool.
Hmm.
I always wondered like if he was really a good coach or if he was just a NBA guy that got a coaching job. So that like that's cool though. Like that you was there when he before even before he got there. So you would know more than most people.
I mean, what he did won NBA Coach of the Year with the Dallas Mavs, so it's kind of hard to say he's not.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So I wanted to ask like how well I mean, what went into your decision to leave Tuscaloosa, leave the University of Alabama, and transfer when you did. So what went into that decision?
My younger brother was dealing with cancer at the time. He was at the age of 2.
Mm,
And that's kind of my life, my soul, my motivation. So I left, went back to Sanford, which is in Birmingham, to be there with him, to kind of get my mental health together. My 2 years at Bama was a whirlwind. I wasn't playing to the best of my ability. I had to figure out why. I had to kind of put pieces together. I wasn't strong in my faith. I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I wasn't consistent in my life. So I needed a restart. I needed a year to sit out, to get my life together, to figure out basketball while basketball wasn't working for me, academics, spend more time with family. So the year that I sat out, man, I was able to gain my composure, to go back and watch every game that I played in college, to learn my mistakes, where I can be better at, my shooting percentage, where I'm shooting 18 and only 22% from the field, 18% from three. I had to be better. And at first, I pointed the finger at everybody else but myself. And once I pointed the finger at myself, my mentality changed. And that's how I was able to kind of have the career I had at Sanford and give myself opportunity to play at a blue blood like Arizona. So,
mm. So now we getting into the to the meat and potatoes of your college career. So tell us about your time in Arizona. You had a couple big games there, some big time wins, and another Power Five school. So tell us about your time there.
well, it's kind of a humbling experience, man, because once you leave a Power 5 school, you go to a mid-major level where now you got to take 9-hour bus rides. You eat at the cafeteria all 3 meals. Campus is much smaller. It's not SEC school. Now I get to go back to a Pac-12 school. It's humbling, bro. And the fact that, Arizona is a Nike Platinum. Nike Platinum is a Kentucky, a Duke, a Michigan State, a Nike team who have won a national championship. So to be able to experience that, to be able to experience 22,000 every game, to experience a basketball program, school, the gear, the flights, the Pac-12, it was a blessing, bro. Very humbling, changed my life forever. So I'm grateful for that.
Man, so you had a couple big games there. So tell us about. Well, let me ask, what do you feel like was your best game at Arizona?
Every game I played was my best game, bro. I gave it all. When I realized that God had a plan for me, my path was paid for me. I stopped shooting for averages. I stopped shooting for percentages. I played for the love of the game. As a kid, we didn't care how many points we scored. We played because we loved the game. We love to play defense. We love to holler, I'm open, pass the ball. And it felt good to play basketball because I enjoyed playing, not because I'm trying to make it to the NBA, not because I'm trying to score as many points. I played because I actually love playing basketball.
I respect that answer. Definitely.
So you had a big matchups going on from SEC school to Pac-12 school. I mean, you played against some guys in the NBA that we know now. Like, so what were some of the biggest matchups that you were just like, you were kind of amazed by it yourself? Like, man, I'm playing against this guy. I'm playing against this guy. So what were some of those matchups that you had that you were just kind of like, I'm really here right now?
Every matchup was a good matchup, man. Pac-12 is a West Coast. Everybody is very skilled, super talented. So everything was good, bro. I mean, when I was at Bama, you got Ben Simmons, you got Bobby Portis, you got Jamal Murray, you got Tyler Eulis, and it wasn't a shock to me because I played a lot of these guys in the LeBron Skills Academy, the AA Top 100 Academy. So playing these guys was kind of a norm, you know. So I really don't have a guy where I'm like, wow, I'm really playing on the same court with this guy. But the fact that I proved to myself that I'm able and capable to play with these guys who are making $100 million a year, $100 million every 4 or 5 years to play basketball.
That's
So you
tough,
don't look back
man.
at that time and kind of be like, it's like not in like a shell shock fan way, but kind of like a humbling experience. Like, yo, I was on the court with this guy. Like, I went up against this guy and I gave him the business every once in a while. You don't have that kind of moment.
Honestly, I don't. I mean, I don't know why. I'm not trying to sound like an ego. I'm cocky, but I just never had those moments where I just look back and like, wow, I played on the same court with, you know, whoever that person may be. You know, I just because I can compete with those guys. You know,
That's
I was
supposed to
their
be.
caliber level kind of players. You know, I truly believe that. So I just chose to go a different route a lot sooner than they did. You know, that's kind of how I look at it in a sense. You know, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Nah, I definitely. I heard Damian Lillard one time. He was talking about Ja Morant, or they asked him like who was one of their favorite like younger players in the league or something. He said Ja, and he said Ja was kind of similar to him because he coming to the league like he not shell shocked, he not starstruck by the guys he playing with. It's like, yeah, I know who that is, but I know who I am. So I'm like what he did that doesn't matter to me because I'm here now, and like that's kind of the attitude he said Ja had. He said that's similar to him how he came in the league and things like that. So I feel like that's kind of how you looked at it. Like, yeah, I know who this guy is, but I know I'm also Justin Coleman. Like I know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, when this ball go up, like we going at it, like this is what it is. So I try to be like that also. Like, but it's easier when you the same size as the other guy. Like I'm in a point now where I'm playing like 7-footers. I'm like, yeah, he good, but like I know what I can do. So we what he can do, I know what I can do. And so I'm this size and this strength, like he got to put the ball in the hoop at the end of the day, and I ain't gonna let it happen.
And he bleeds like I bleed, so I don't understand the difference. You know.
Man, so you feel me? So another thing I wanted to ask you, being a fellow Bama boy like myself, and like how does it feel to know like I get that you are a pretty humble guy. Like I can feel that. I see that anyway. But like, how does it feel to know like you still one of like the known guys in Alabama basketball, like high school basketball? You still one of those guys. Is like I played at Bevel State, which is in Jasper, Alabama, just outside of Birmingham, not far. So I played with a lot of Birmingham guys and the guys that like played in the city, and like you one of them guys, kind of like how like people do LeBron and Mike. They like who better, so and so or Justin Coleman? Like so they'd be like, who's better, somebody playing today and Justin Coleman? Somebody played in 2005 and Justin Coleman. Like that, you one of those. Like you one of the big names in high school basketball, even to this day. I don't know if you realize that. I'm sure you do. But how does it feel to like know that you still remember that people still, think about what you used to do around here?
To be honest, man, it's kind of hard for me to kind of have that reality in a sense, because when I played basketball for the love of the game for one, and to create a better living for myself and my family. I never
Mm,
played for popularity. I never played to get people's opinion or perspectives. I played because I had to play basketball to make a better living for my family, to make a better living for myself. Because if I didn't have play basketball, I don't think I would have went to college. To be honest, I don't think I would have. You know what I'm saying? So I use
mm,
basketball to provide a better way of living for myself. So when I go home, I spend time with family. I try to give back. I try to sit down with young cats and help them understand the streets ain't the way. I get it. Everything seems cool when people game banging, kids holding up $200-300 of cash. It looks good, looks appealing. The new pair of J's looks good, looks appealing, but that's not the way of life. So people always say me all the time, like, man, like people want to take pictures with you. Like, I'm always I'm a servant guy, but I've never had that thought come in my head of a guy that people always compare somebody else to as one of the best to play. It's nice to know that, but I'd rather pay attention to it. I rarely do, man. My biggest thing is to give all I got. God put me at Tennessee to learn, and when I learn, I pass it down. That's what we here on earth for. We can't take it with us. So that's
thanks.
one of the things that I pride myself on, man, is giving as much as I get. So,
All right, boy.
Man,
Man, so last thing, or will probably be the last question for us. So you mentioned like basketball got you to Tennessee. So to like tell the people what you into now, what you got going on, and like what the current Justin Coleman is has going for himself now.
man, basketball has taken me to halfway finish my PhD degree. I'm working
Mm,
towards that. Basketball has got me to the University of Tennessee. Basketball has got me to write my first book. So I'm an author. Basketball has brought me so many things, man. And just to leave for the people, man, I was just talking to my guy earlier, man. It's like in life, man, do we compete or do we compete for reward? And every day we're competing for something. Either we're competing or we're losing, right? Like
mm,
you're a college basketball player, right? If you're not in the gym, you're losing.
thanks.
Because if you work out once a week for 7 days, you worked out 7 times. If I work
Mm,
out twice a week for 7 days, that's 14. You work out once again next week, that's 14 days. And I do it twice again. So I almost triple or double your workouts just only in 2 weeks, right? So the same thing is if I'm not learning, I'm losing. You know,
mm,
the new Justin Coleman is reading. The new Justin Coleman is listening to podcasts. I don't listen to rap music unless it's J. Cole is an exception. But I'm learning about stocks and bonds. I'm learning about investing. I'm learning so much other things that I missed out so much as a kid because I sacrificed for a better cause. So you can do anything, man. We have to be able to accept hardship in order to advance in life. Hardship is going to come one way, we like it or another. It come today, it come tomorrow, it come next week, it come next month. We have to be able to accept it in order to advance in life, man. So continue to learn, continue to be better every day. The quest of self mastery, man. I can go on and on, man, but continue the quest of self mastery, man.
mm.
I forgot you wrote a book. I really did, man. So talk about that book, man. We're gonna give you a little plug, man. Talk about the book real quick.
Man, the book, man, just talk about my life, my journey. Just trying to inspire the next person behind me that's trying to be a basketball player. It's going through tough situations, circumstances. Sometimes feel like there's no hope. Feel like sometimes there's no way. And sometimes in life, man, is we want to reach out to people who have done what we have done, who's been where we're going, who has endured what we're trying to endure. So that's the purpose of the book, man. It's kind of just to show love and allow these kids to understand that they're not alone.
Mm,
You know.
Mm.
So that's kind of the purpose of the book, man, to share my story. So
mm. So can you give us like either a lesson from the book that you have or something overall from the game that you've grown up to learn that is bigger than basketball? Something a lesson that you got from the game that's way bigger than basketball that you teaching to your players now and that you apply in your life right now.
One thing I teach right now, and it's crazy to do my dissertation research on it right now, is athletes, I was a corporate of it, is we'll allow our sport to create a negative component that enhances our mental health. I learned, right, when I go in detail about it, is I had a bad game. The world ended. Oh my gosh, I'm terrible. Now all of a sudden you depressed. You in depression, right? Or now it's, whatever negative component you can add to it. We can't let basketball or any sport dictate our life. Because if we go by wins and losses, our emotions goes up and down. Our days go up and down depending on something that we can't depend on. You can't force the ball to go in the basket.
Thanks.
All you can do is shoot the ball. I can shoot the ball a million times. If the ball doesn't go in the basket, it just don't go in the basket for me, right? We're going to always have bad games, but that bad game can't determine my life. It can't determine my mood. It can't determine how I treat people. It can't determine how I go about my day and my values. I can't let basketball and a bad game affect me mentally where now I'm in a depression or I feel sorry for myself or I feel bad. I treat people terrible. Basketball can't control our life in that way, and it controlled mine. And that's why the reason I got out of basketball. Because I put so much into the game is I had a bad day. I had a bad shooting day. It changed my whole life. Like, oh my gosh, the world coming to an end. This scout is never going to look at me again. Like, I had so many perspectives and opinions about what people thought about my game when I should just play the play, man. Because God already has our life written out. So if it's meant for you to make it to NBA, you're going to be there. Nobody can stop what God got written for you. Nobody can stop it. So now I came to realize that once I'm a coach, my life has been content and I've been at peace with everything, man. I've been at peace with it because I'm not fighting something that I can't control. I can't control if I get drafted or not. That's not my control. I can't control how many minutes I play a game. All I can control is my effort, my attitude. And if I didn't play well today, I pack my stuff up. I go home, I watch film, and I try to play better tomorrow. But I can't let basketball dictate my emotions and my feelings. It's just a game of basketball.
What's your degree in?
So my bachelor's is in public administration, my master's is in educational leadership, and my PhD will be in general philosophy with an emphasis of sports performance.
You need to have some type of philosophy or psychology.
Man, some psychology, yeah.
You talking about language,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
So it was some in there that just I knew it.
Man, very insightful.
Our mental health is important in life, man, because we lose our mental health, we lose everything. You lose your brain, your body follows. So,
man,
that's what I'm all about,
man.
bro. Like the mental.
So you still in the process of writing the book?
I already wrote it. I wrote it a year ago.
Oh, so it's already out. Okay, tell me the name of the book. I'll probably like.
The name of the book is My Faith Has Kept Me Going.
My faith has kept me going.
My career, I wanted to give it all. The year I transferred from Alabama, I wanted to quit. Called my grandma and said I'm done playing basketball. Because I let basketball dictate my life. I didn't play today. Coach didn't play me for 3 straight games. I'm going to shoot 18%. I never shot 18% in my life. I worked too hard. Like, why is this happening to me 2 years in a row? I wanted to quit. Called my grandma and said I'm coming home, never playing basketball again in my life. I was going to give it up. But then I woke up one day, and the good Lord said, man, I got too much more to offer. I still got some left in the tank. I still got some game left. So that increased my hunger. I was working out 3 times a day. Weights. I was getting up at 4 a.m. I was working out at 5 o'clock in the morning. My training, which I'm very grateful for. I work out at 4 o'clock. My diet changed. And it took me 2 years. I broke Sanford's assist record. I averaged 9 assists a game. I averaged 19 and 9 in conference. Never did that in college of my career. Had an opportunity to go to Arizona, Ohio State, all these schools, man. And it's like, it's a blessing, because I had to change my perspective. I had to change my mind. I had to be better. So that's kind of my journey, man. It's kind of my journey. So,
man, I'm gonna have to check that out, man. You, like B said, you talking my language as a player. Like, you talking my language. B always been a philosophical type, and the deeper meaning. Like, but as a player, like, man, you speaking to me right now. So I hope you speaking to a lot of other people.
Yeah,
but
no, man, that's what we're here for, man. You got to give back somehow, some way, and I appreciate you guys taking the time out to put this podcast together to To inspire the world, man, to influence, man, because it's about what you listen to and what you read. That's what influence and change your mind. So kudos to you guys, man. You guys are doing it, man. You're doing it. You guys
Nah,
Appreciate
we
that.
appreciate
are
that. Yeah,
so.
appreciate
But
that, man.
anything else you wanted to ask? I guess he'll be.
Here's my last question before we get out of here, real quick. Who is somebody that, well, it can be a fellow coach, a teammate that you had or had, player that you coach or train, whatever, that you feel is underrated and needs some more love. So anybody, it can be any type of field, another trainer that you see, somebody you follow, whatever, somebody that you see and know that needs a little more love and appreciation. You want to shout them out real quick.
To be honest, man, it's family, man. Sometimes family never get the love they deserve, bro, because when we go through hard times, man, family is the people that's going to be there for you. In the business that we in, man, when you go through hard time, people don't care that you go through hard time. Only people that care is your family. That small circle that you got in your family, man, and my family just, they've been there with me, man. Like, when I was hot, they rolled with me. When I was at Bama and didn't play, they still rolled with me. I decided to give up basketball. Everybody questioned me, why? You still got some left in the tank. My parents, man, my family, man, my extended family, they roll with me, dog. I said, Cole, it's a million ways to make $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
It's a million ways to make $1 million, man. And they stuck and they roll with me, man. They still riding with me, man. So my family, man, deserves all the love and the credit, man. And it's still enough love and credit I can give them, man. So those are the people who deserve it all,
Mm.
Man,
I respect that answer, bro. I respect that, man.
Yeah, man, and leave y'all with some, man. Like, I was talking to my guy early, man. What is success? What does success mean to you? Everybody's definition of success is different. You can't judge another person because their level of success is different than your level of success. I think that's what's kind of wrong in society is people downplay other people because, oh, I make $1 million, so I belittle you because you don't make $1 million. Well, what if making $1 million is not what's successful to me? What if being financially free is successful? What if me actually having a healthy family? What if that's success for me? What is success for you? And what if success means to you? That's what we should strive to be, whatever it means to us.
Yeah, you changed my mind with that conversation we had, bro. Like I kind of knew that, but then it's just like you kind of reminded me and got me back on track of being like, get your head straight, be like, find out what your gravity is, like keep you centered what success is, man. So, I think like we talked about before, I think more people need to know that and get back on track with that, man. But that's a powerful thought process to have.
Yeah, because your path different than mine, brother. What you want to strive for and what your level of success is different than mine, man. Like, it's crazy. I'm successful right now. I'm content with I'm not a millionaire. I don't make $1 million. I'm content and I'm successful because you know why? I get to give back, man. And I love giving back. That's what success means to me, man. To be able to inspire, create, to love on people and see other people achieve something that I couldn't do. That's successful for me. So when I teach my point guards, and I said, hey, bro, like the last couple guys I've taught, they've won, point guard of the year, the Bob Cousy Award. Or this guy Nico Mann got drafted at 48 to the Golden State Warriors. Josh Green got drafted to Dallas Mavs. Zeke Naji went to Denver Nuggets. I'm right now working with a guy who makes 20 times more money than I make. But the fact I can teach the game with so much passion, I see these guys excelling something I never done, that's success for me. I'm successful. I'm content. I love everything I do, man. So, yeah, that's what I got, man. So,
Man, well, once again, man, we appreciate you for being on here, chopping it up with us again, man. Hopefully, our audience got something out of it. I know I did, just sitting here listening and talking to you. But that'll do it for another episode of the BeBall Jones podcast, man. We hope y'all enjoyed it. Please be sure to like and subscribe. And leave a comment. If you have any questions for Justin that we may not have asked, feel free to leave that in the comments, and we'll try to get it to him. And I'm sure he wouldn't mind answering through us, and we'll let you guys know. But for anything, for everything you did, man, we appreciate it. Be sure to follow. Do we got Justin's social media on here? Let me see if we got. Oh, but I ain't hear you.
So, what do you want the people to follow you at, Justin?
Instagram, man. That's kind of the most active I'm on right now at FCHW05. basically stands for faith, confidence, and hard work. If anybody ever wanted to know.
Faith, confidence, and hard work. Okay. Y'all be sure to follow Justin at LCHW05. Oh, we're gonna give BSA to put on the screen, man. We want to be official with it. There we go. So y'all be sure to follow Justin on IG at LCHW05 and show him some love on there. We appreciate him for being on. Be sure to follow Brian on all social medias at BeBall Jones. I said it backwards. At BeBall Jones. That's BeBall Jones on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at NellyH34, at Nelson.Haskin on IG, and just my name on Facebook. And we keep the conversation going on over there. So once again, Justin, we appreciate you again for coming on and dropping some knowledge on us. And we appreciate you for making time in your busy schedule. More than anybody I know, because I just got through hooping when I came in here. We got mandatory pickup. I told Coach I got to leave early because I got an interview to do. And then he was on my case about it. Then we went 3-0 in pickup and said, all right, Coach, I got to go. He said, all right, you deserve to go. So once again, man, thank you all for listening. We hope you enjoyed it. But without further ado, man, we out.